Hi everybody. So today I just want to talk about post-concussion syndrome, what it is, and what it's like to have it. So post-concussion syndrome is defined by having 3 or more symptoms of a concussion for at least 3 months after your initial injury. And 5 to 10% of people who have a concussion are diagnosed with post-concussion syndrome. So my story. This happened about 6.5 months ago. I was playing football with my brother and I got hit in the head with a football really hard at the back of my head. I wasn't looking, bad timing, and I fell to the ground and I kind of just got my bell rung, some people would call it that. I had a bit of a headache, felt a little bit dizzy, but to me it wasn't something that I couldn't push through, which was a really bad thing to think. I just didn't know much about concussions, so I decided to just suck it up and keep playing football, keep running, and that's a bad idea. If you have a concussion or you're playing a sport or something and you suspect somebody could have a concussion, it's better to be safe than sorry. Just sit out of the game for a couple days and don't do anything. So for me, I kind of just went about my life for a week after I got hit in the head. I had a little bit of a headache, but it wasn't anything much that I thought mattered really. So about a week after my first concussion, I was in class and I was bending down at the same time as one of my friends, and we smashed heads really, really hard. And it was then that everything hit me. No pun intended there, I'm sorry. But what hit me was all the symptoms. And because I hadn't fully recovered from my first concussion, I think that's maybe part of the reason why this has affected me so much to this day. I started having sharp pains in my head. It wasn't just a normal headache that was a constant little pain. Felt like knives were digging into my brain. It was horrible. I felt nauseous. For a while I thought it could just be the flu. I wasn't sure. I just felt like I was going to throw up. But no, that's actually a symptom of a concussion. I felt dreamy, really dreamy and out of it. I remember playing basketball with my brother, and I remember feeling like nothing was real. Everything around me was kind of in slow motion. Everything was just fake and unrealistic. It was a weird feeling, and I still get it sometimes. No concentration. I couldn't concentrate on anything. Luckily, exams were pretty much over, so I could kind of just push through my last one. I would feel dizzy. Initially, I had to hang on to objects and walk by the counter so I wouldn't fall over. Sensitivity to light and noise is still the biggest one for me to this day. For example, right now if somebody was talking in the room or the radio was on or there was bright lights in my face, I would not be able to make this video. I just couldn't put a thought together or put my thoughts into words and it makes sense. Also, ringing in my ears, that's still really bad. The thing that helps me with that is headphones. I listen to music a lot, and that helps cancel out the ringing in my ears. It doesn't stop it, I just can't really hear it while I'm listening to music. So, about 2 weeks after my second concussion, I went to the doctor and got a CAT scan, and it came back normal, which is usually the case when you have a concussion and get a CAT scan. Nothing really shows up. They just need to check that there's no bleeding in your brain or anything. So luckily I didn't have that. So a few months into my concussions, I had all the symptoms still. I wasn't getting better. Nothing was really looking up at all. So I had to withdraw from university. So right now I'm taking the year off, trying to recover and focus on getting better. And hopefully attend school in September. If I'm better, I better be. And one thing that I want to point out is it's really important to get other tests done just to make sure that you do have post-concussion syndrome and it's not something else that's making you feel the way you do. So for example, I went to an ear, nose, and throat specialist. I got my thyroid checked, I got an EEG, and I got blood work done. All of these came back normal, so I know that I canceled everything out and I do have a concussion. So that's just something to keep in mind. And here I am, 6.5 months later, and I still wake up most days with headaches, ringing in my ears, feeling out of it, dreamy. Is honestly a living hell. what's the worst is going into grocery stores. Grocery stores, restaurants, anywhere busy like the mall, those places all trip people out that have concussions or post-concussion syndrome. And this is because when you have a concussion, the filters in your brain don't work properly, which means a normal person can cancel out background noise, can cancel out conversations that are going on around them, music, someone doing the dishes, loud conversations. But when you have post-concussion syndrome, these filters don't work. So everything around you comes rushing in, light, noise, conversations, and it makes it really hard to go anywhere. And the one place where I feel okay is in my room, in the dark, laying on my bed. And it sucks, but you just kind of have to keep your head up and you will get better. It just takes time, takes a different amount of time for everybody. And it is really hard on us emotionally. So if you're suffering from anxiety or depression from post-concussion syndrome, which is obviously understandable, like how can you not just feel horrible not being able to live about your daily life? I still can't go to work. I can't go to school. I hardly have any friends anymore. They've all left to go to school and do their own thing. So yeah, it's hard on you mentally. And for that, I'm going to a psychologist to help me deal with my anxiety. And I advise all of you, if you think you need therapy, to go do it, because it definitely will help with that emotional aspect of it. So if you know someone with post-concussion syndrome, just try to be there for them, try to understand them, because it really is the worst thing by far that has ever happened to me. And I don't know what I'd do without my supportive family for the most part. Sorry, not for the most part. Yeah, they're really supportive. So yeah, feel free to message me if you have any questions, because I know what it's like and I'd love to hear your story. And one more thing that helped me, there's a concussion group on Facebook. So just search Post-Concussion Syndrome support group on Facebook. They're all so nice and they just like understand what I'm going through. So if you want to do that, feel free to do that and hang in there and it'll get better. And thanks for watching.